Hey there, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and welcome back to our Season 8 Ranked Ladder Climb to get the Master Ball tier using a team we built from scratch. Now, Saturday's video was a little bit of a letdown. We did drop in the ranking quite a bit. We were one match off from being in Master Ball, and because of that, we failed. As many things do, when we get knocked down, we get right back up. So we're gonna try again in this particular video. 5 matches to hopefully hit Master Ball rank, and we'll be using it with a team that we've been seeing all season so far. We're about 60 fights in. We might be 65 at the end of this, so hopefully we are qualified enough to hit the Master Ball tier. So before we get into the matches, I just want to say something really quick. The support that I've been getting from you guys has been all but amazing. I want to continue reaching our goal to 400 subs by the end of the month, and the only way that you guys can do that is by liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. Let's hit our 400 sub at the end of the month goal to hopefully hit our at the end of the year goal of 1,000. Give me a hand. I'll gladly appreciate it all the same. Another announcements. I don't think I have a whole lot besides happy Monday. The beginning of the week is here. It's going to be hot here in the Pacific Northwest, so I think some of these videos will be recorded in advance just because of the fact that I can't record it and have my air conditioner on at the same time. One, it blows out the power in my room and my brother's room, so we have no power if I try to do both at the same time, or I can't get the sound out. I was going to do some testing yesterday and found out that I blew the circuit, so I can't do both. So I'll try to record things ahead of time if it's warranted. Otherwise, it'll just be recorded the day of, and which you'll have to give me some sort of grace period, because sometimes I'll be able to record things and then sometimes I may not be. So just giving you guys a heads up, if a video gets left behind or if we miss a day, it's because of the fact of the weather, and I can't control that, unfortunately. And I can't also use the air conditioner while that's going. I'm also going to be changing around the filters that I have. Listening back, I sound really loud for some reason, and that just could be with my hearing, but I just want to try to make it not as harsh, if that makes any sense. So we're going to try that this video and the batches that we're going to be completing today. So without further ado, let's get into our matches of the day and let's see how we do, shall we? All right, and our match of the day is here. So we've got Fluttermane, Chiampao, Abomasnow, Landorus, Dragonite, and Articuno. Now Articuno has been making quite a comeback in this season. A lot of people use Bright Powder with him and take advantage of the snow variants. And I know that in the, I guess I want to say, what is it? League tournaments that we go to every week. There are some times where Chiampao will live certain effects because of snow. So with that in mind, we do have to try to come out with an out for that, but we do have our dreaded combo that we have to go against, which is the Dragonite Chiampao combo. Again, it's really annoying, but we'll see what we could do with this coming up. So we'll go with Tornadus, Fluttermane to open, and we will then do Chiampao and Urshifu. I think that's going to be the best ones. I would bring in Garchomp, but because they've got Landorus, which is also flying, and it's not his regular form, it's his incarnate form. So Therian is where they're the genie with the cloud still, and their incarnate form is where their form is changed. So because they have Landorus, they're going to be lowering down attacks. So I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. He opens up with Dragonite and Chiampao though. So that's going to be very interesting. We're going to go ahead and Terra Ghost. Sucker Punch is going to hit one of us. Bleak Wind. I have a feeling I should change out Fluttermane. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna swap in my Chien-Pao because his is gonna sucker punch possibly into my Flutter Mane, which is gonna knock it out before he even gets to move. And I don't want that. So I'm gonna try to prevent that as much as possible. I'm gonna Terra Ghost my Tornadus, which is the only target he could have targeted for Dragonite. I mean, you could go for Dragon Dance. It could be the wrong variant, but I don't think it is. They're gonna Terra, and it's probably the Dragonite, and it is, and it's normal. It's Steel. Okay. All right. That's a good change up. Let's see what happens. Chien-Pao will protect. That's totally fine. And Bleak Wind is gonna hit, but it doesn't hit the Chien-Pao. It will hit Dragonite though. It's gonna pop its multi-scale. And lower its speed one stage. And it's gonna be Terra Blast. Ah. So it was the one-hit killer to for Flutter Mane. But now I'm going to hang on due to Focus Sash, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and Bleak Wind. And now that Chien-Pao could potentially Sucker Punch me still. I'm going to Protect instead. It's probably like the better option. Sucker Punch was going to go into that slot. Thankfully, it failed. Bleak Wind will now hit. Doesn't knock out the Chien-Pao, but it does get him down to 2/3. But we have Terra Blast coming out again into Tornadus, which is going to KO. Okay, now we'll bring out Urshifu. We'll close combat the Dragonite, and we will Sucker Punch the Chien-Pao. Hopefully it'll be enough to knock it out. If it's not, it's gonna suck, but we'll give it our best shot. They withdrew the Dragonite, which is totally fine. Gonna send out Flutter Mane, which is going to negate the close combat. Sucker Punch will fail because Sucker Punch, you know, obviously wouldn't have hit. That just tells me that mine's faster. Now, I didn't get Tailwind off, right? No, I did not. Okay, so I have to be really, really careful here. We're gonna Protect with Urshifu. And I'm gonna Sucker Punch Chien-Pao. I should Sucker Punch. Nope, I should have done it to Flutter Mane. Chien-Pao's gonna leave, and we're gonna see Landorus, which is gonna drop our attack one stage. Protect on the Urshifu. Yeah, I should have attacked with the Sucker Punch the Flutter Mane. Dazzling Gleam, which is going to ignore Urshifu. It's going to knock out Chien-Pao. So now we have 2 versus 4. But 2 are severely weak, and then now we've got 2 more that are fresh. We're going to Surging Strikes into Landorus, and then we're going to Shadow Ball into Flutter Mane. I would go into Dazzling Gleam, but you could swap Flutter Mane out to bring out Dragonite, or sacrifice Flutter Mane to do something else. I would rather just set it up with the U-turn will hit Urshifu, which isn't going to do a whole lot, but it is going to return him into that slot. So now you guys bring out another Pokemon, but Surging Strikes is going to do a lot of damage to that Pokemon that comes out. So it's most likely the Dragonite, because Chien-Pao wouldn't make sense. Unless he wanted the free switch in, and he does, so Chien-Pao will come out. Totally fine. My Fluttermane will attack with Shadow Ball, which will one-shot that Fluttermane, which gives them another free switch in. But Surging Strikes will now knock out that Pokemon. So we now tied up the score, and we took very little damage doing so. So now they only have Dragonite and Landorus left. Now the thing to consider is that if that Dragonite is choice banded, it's only going to be able to attack Urshifu, because Fluttermane's going to ignore that attack whatsoever. We are -2 in Urshifu stats now. I don't think we're going to be able to really knock out anyone specifically, but Landorus does outspeed Urshifu, because I wasn't smart enough to cast a Tailwind before, but I really wanted to pop Sash, so that was my whole justification for it. I think we outspeed Dragonite, so we can give it a try and go Surging Strikes on the Landorus, and I have to Shadow Ball into Dragonite. Rock Slide won't do much. Let's see if it flinches. Fluttermane flinch, couldn't move. Surging Strikes on Urshifu, and it's gonna knock him out. Even with the -2, I was still worried about it, but thankfully we still got the KO. Now the flinch is really unfortunate. I was really hoping that it didn't do that, but we'll see what happens. He elects to go back at the Terra Blast, so I don't know if it's Terra Steel, but... Or, not Terra Steel. Obviously it's Terra Steel. I don't know if it's banded or not. I don't particularly know yet. But I am faster than it, so let's give it a try. -2, we'll do a close combat. Knockout. So it faints. We barely pulled this one off, guys. If that Dragonite was faster than Urshifu, I would have lost there. We now have our next match. We've got Hawlucha, Indeedee, Armarouge, Palafin, Sandy Shocks, and Chien Pao. All right. So last time that we saw Indeedee Armarouge, we didn't do too well. Let's change that up though, and do really, really well. So, we will probably bring in Urshifu and Chien Pao to start, because I don't want to get set up with the Trick Room, because if they could set it up and it's a bad day bears for me. We'll bring in Garchomp, and then we'll bring in Fluttermane. We're going to bring it in as heavily invested Pokemon as possible. One, to lower down their stats, and we also want to make it so that we can be as effective as possible. 4 of my 6 Pokemon have Protect, and I think I brought them all. No, I brought 3 of them into this round. So I should be able to withstand Trick Room if, in fact, that does happen. Urshifu, Chien Pao will come out first. Psychic Surge will open up the field. Okay, so we have no Psychic Seed. We have no indication of what's going to be what. Now, Armarouge could Terra into Grass, so I'm going to assume that is the case, and I'm going to go straight into Indeedee, and then I'm going to Ice Spinner into the Armarouge. Is that the better choice, though? I mean, Sucker Punch does do the thing, but it's probably not going to be able to do the thing because of the fact of Trick Room plus Psychic Surge. Psychic Surge is what we need to take care of first, so we're going to assume that Armarouge is going to change, and he does not, so he's going to just be pure water, or pure fire. Ice Spinner is going to go right into the Indeedee, which isn't going to knock it out, but Psychic Surge now is going to, or not Psychic Surge, but Surging Strikes is now going to go into Indeedee slot, which is going to knock it out. Now we get access to priority. He is still going to do a Trick Room, though. There was no way to prevent that from this end, but we're going to do our best from here on out. So Indeedee now is gone. Oh, he used Expanding Force. All right. It's still going to knock out the Urshifu, but I was really thinking that they would do Trick Room. But all right. I guess it wasn't a bad idea that they didn't do that. We'll go into Fluttermane. We have Garchomp in the back as well. We could swap out, but we're gonna go this way. Okay, Hawlucha. Shiny. I like the Hawlucha. Okay, so we're gonna Shadow Ball into Armarouge, and then we're gonna Ice Spinner into Hawlucha. Now, Hawlucha has a couple abilities that we need to be aware of. One is called Unburden, and if he uses an item, he will then double his speed. So I don't think that's going to be the thing here. But Armarouge is going to protect to avoid the Shadow Ball. Hawlucha is not going to do anything, so it's going to get one hit KO from the Ice Spinner from Chien-Pao. What is your next plan? Sandy Shocks comes out. That's also a shiny. And has booster energy. So its speed was heightened. Spinner. I mean, that would work at Sandy Shocks, but I think what would be the guess here? I'm gonna do it. Terra, Flying, Ice Spinner into Sandy Shocks. I think Sandy Shocks might do Earthquake and then maybe protect Armarouge again. I highly doubt it since he protected last turn, but he gets the speed boost. I don't think this is gonna be the best play, but I mean, anything really, because Sandy Shocks is gonna do a lot of damage. It's I think Electric Ground. But let's see. They're gonna Terra. I Terra Flying with Chien-Pao. It's gonna be Armarouge. It's gonna be Grass. So it is gonna be the Earthquake. Because Grass isn't gonna receive like a whole lot of damage from Thunderbolt to the Chien-Pao. Drops it down to Sash. I thought it was gonna be Earthquake, but I guess he just want to do defensive Terra. Fluttermane will now do Shadow Ball into the Armarouge, which is not going to knock him out, but it gets pretty close. Ice Spinner into Sandy Shocks, which is going to knock it out. Armor Cannon now goes into Chien-Pao, which will knock it out, unfortunately. And it drops his stats one stage. Okay, it lost a little bit of HP. I'm surprised he didn't knock himself out because he's life orbed. So that's really, really interesting. So Garchomp will now come in and we'll finish this out for our team. Fluttermane will now attack into him, and I'm gonna Dragon Claw. Battle is canceled. So there's our second win of the video, so that's cool. We did it, guys. Boom. All right, now our third match of the day is ready to go. We've got Fluttermane, Lilligant, Entity, Armarouge, Torkoal, and Hisuian Goodra. So kind of like the opener that we had before, but now we have to deal with a Sun team on top of that. So I think we did fairly well with our current assortment from last game. So we opened up with like Urshifu and like Chien-Pao to take care of like the Entity Armarouge. But I am worried about Lilligant and Torkoal. But they could also do Trick Room, which then Goodra and Torkoal will like take advantage of that. They're not going to do it for Lilligant's sake, and Fluttermane's incredibly fast. I think we do the opener that we did last time. So Urshifu, Chien-Pao to kind of give us a little bit of an edge to get rid of one priority negating stuff like Psychic Surge, and hopefully give us a better edge on attacking Armarouge or even Entity, whoever sets up Trick Room, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Garchomp and who else? Fluttermane. We'll do the same open as last time. I wanted to bring in like Tornadus, but I didn't get to really figure out the proper calculations for that. But if they do bring in Fluttermane, I do have a way to get rid of it, so on and so forth. So like we can kind of see the clear path, right? And that's what we want. We want to see that clear path. They'll open up with Indeedee Armarouge, both shiny, so congratulations. Sword of Ruin, Psychic Surge, and no seed again. Okay. So we're going to Surging Strikes on the Armarouge, and then we're going to go ahead and Ice Spinner on the Indeedee. Follow me on the Indeedee, which is totally fine. We'll probably see the Trick Room from Armarouge, but Ice Spinner into the Indeedee, which is going to knock it down to half. Chien-Pao was hurt by Rocky Helmet, but I made sure that the Psychic Surge was gone. Urshifu is continuing to be hurt by the Rocky Helmet because he gets hit twice. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Okay. So Indeedee is now down. Armarouge, what are you going to do? Trick Room. There we go. So we already foresaw that happening for sure. Which is why we'd set up to where we had one attacker that couldn't really take advantage of it, and then another person that would absolutely take advantage of that. Okay, so we're gonna Aqua Jet into... I mean, we could Aqua Jet into Torkoal. He's gonna probably do Eruption. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we will Sucker Punch. I mean, we could also hit Armarouge, but right now Torkoal is going to be like the main person to hit. So we're going to hit Torkoal. Bolt right into that slot. Aqua Jet. Doesn't do a whole lot because Sun's in the way, but here comes Sucker Punch, knocks it down to 2/3. Eruption, which isn't going to do a whole lot anymore. Still knocks out the Chien-Pao though. Still will knock out the Chien-Pao. And Heat Wave coming out from Armarouge. It's a good thing I didn't Terra. I was really thinking about it, but I'm glad I didn't. Because that would have been bad. I mean, to be fair, this entire thing is kind of bad right now. So Fluttermane's probably going to need to take my Terra, because otherwise it's not going to do really, really well. Especially now, since its speed is heightened. I'm going to Protect with Garchomp to try to wear out the turns for Trick Room. It's only got 3 more turns left. What do I do here? What do I do here? I think the option I have is to Shadow Ball into Torkoal. They're gonna Terra. Armarouge. Grass to get rid of his weakness, and I don't have fire on my side of the field, so that makes sense. Protect with Garchomp. Eruption from Torkoal does nothing to Garchomp because he protected. Does a little bit half on the Fluttermane. Heat Wave does nothing again. Garchomp. It's probably not going to miss because of the heat. We'll knock out Fluttermane. Yep. Dang it. Oh. Even when I see the ending, it's really, really hard to get to. Alright, it's Earthquake. I mean, we can't Protect. They've got 2 more turns of Trick Room left. Fire Blast. That's a lot of damage, even though it's not very effective. Yeah, and they obviously move first. That's kind of why I don't like speccing into speed, but I have to because otherwise outside of this, they would fall. My team, not theirs, obviously. All right, our next match is ready to go. We've got Annihilate, Mousehold, Tyranitar, Golden Go, Garchomp, and Rotom Wash. All right, I see you. So how do we deal with this assortment of Pokemon? I think the best option that we have is to kind of do like a faster team build here. So we're gonna go Tornadus, Fluttermane, Garchomp, and Chien-Pao. Regieleki's not gonna do very much here because they've got Tyranitar, Garchomp, and Rotom is about evened out with it, so it's not gonna do a whole lot of damage. I'm more worried about the Mousehold Annihilate more than anything because I can taunt Mousehold. Most likely gonna have Mental Herb, but Friend Guard is still going to be a thing, so we're gonna try to avoid that as much as possible. And if I could put immediate pressure by like maybe Terra, Fairy, Fluttermane, and like Dazzle Gleam, like that might do a lot for me specifically. So we're hoping out of the possible openings we could see T-Tar. I doubt it, but we could see T-Tar. I didn't see Lycanroc, so yeah, it's gonna be T-Tar Mousehold. Interesting. Sandstream will now kick up. We will Rain Dance to get rid of the sand. Terra, Fairy, Dazzle Gleam, because they'll probably transform T-Tar to flying. That would be my guess. I'm more worried about what Mousehold's gonna do because Pop Bomb is still strong, and since I'm changing Fluttermane to Fairy, it's gonna do a lot of damage. But I don't think that's what this one is. I don't think it's Technician. I think it's Friend Guard. They're also going to Terra, and it's going to go to T-Tar. And he goes flying. All right. That's cool. Mousehold will protect, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and use Rain Dance to get rid of this weather. And now I have 100% Bleak Winds. Dazzling Gleam will not do anything to the Mousehold because it protected. And here comes Dazzling Gleam to T-Tar, which isn't going to do a whole lot because, you know, there's that. Rock Slide, which is going to hurt Tornadus, but he still lives. And Fluttermane also will also live. We're going to Tailwind. Yes, we're going to Tailwind with Tornadus so that we get the advantage with speed. Actually, I don't think we need it to Tailwind. No, we don't need the Tailwind advantage. We're good. Now I'm going to do a little bit more damage by doing Bleak Winds. Mousehold will say follow me. That's cool. Dazzling Gleam. So it's not going to do a whole lot to either Pokemon, but this will. We'll knock out the Mousehold. Drop the speed to T-Tar. And now T-Tar is a little less than a third, which is going to knock out both of my Pokemon. In the trade of things, 1 for 2 isn't that great on my side, but I believe we did bring in Chien-Pao in the back. And I didn't see a way to rescue those two Pokemon. So, yeah, it sucks, but we did our job. Chien-Pao and Garchomp will now come out. So who is your third Pokemon? Garchomp. Gotcha. So I'm going to Dragon Claw the Garchomp over there. And I'm going to Ice Spinner the T-Tar. Because we already used our Terras. There is no secondary effects that we have to worry about. T-Tar will now go down from Ice Spinner. So there they go. No more Terras for you. And I believe I'm faster. Yep, Dragon Claw into that other Garchomp, which is going to knock it out. And here comes Rough Skin. Does about 1/10 the damage. So now we went from 1 to 2 to 2 to 2, or 0 to 2. So we're now 2 versus 1, and it's Annihilate left. Okay, we're going to Dragon Claw the Annihilate, and then we're just going to go ahead and Sucker Punch the Annihilate. It could protect. Actually, if it does protect, we're just going to go ahead and Ice Spinner. I don't want to risk it. Ice Spinner takes it to half. Dragon Claw will finish it up. And we won our third match, I think it is. All right, our next match is ready to go. We've got Urshifu, Iron Hands, Iron Bundle, Tornadus, Abomasnow, and Hatterene. Okay, a good assortment of Pokemon here that we kind of have to worry about right off the bat. So let's go ahead and bring in Tornadus. I want to say Regieleki. Yeah, we'll bring in Regieleki. In the event that we do have to deal with Hatterene, let's bring in Fluttermane. It'll also make sense to do that for Urshifu as well as Iron Hands. We can also do that to do like the switch in for Fake Out, so we can just completely ignore all that bullness. And who else do we bring? We could bring in our own Urshifu. That could do a lot of damage. I don't think that's gonna be like the best one though. Who takes out Abomasnow? I don't really have anyone that does that. Let's bring in Qianpao. He's got Sash and can handle 2 attacks, so let's bring him in. See what happens. Hatterene is gonna have Magic Bounce most likely, so taunting will not work here. The best option that I have to really compete with this team is to set off Tailwind, but if they go for Trick Room, I'm kind of done for, but it will be Iron Hands and Hatterene. Great. Okay, so what do we do? I mean, we can't, can we? Swap out to do Fluttermane, and we will protect Regieleki. Fake Out's most likely going to come from Iron Hands, and Trick Room's most likely going to come out from Hatterene. So Fake Out is probably going to go to either... It is Fake Out, and it will not affect Regieleki. And Trick Room. Okay. So this is the dimensions. So now I'm in trouble. I don't have anyone that's going to be able to do this now. Crap. Swatch out to Tornadus. Thunderbolt into the Hatterene. That's all I really got. Trick Room is definitely one of my bigger weaknesses, and I can try to withstand it, but Dazzling Gleam will come out. Wild Charge will now come in. This knocks out Tornadus. Thunderbolt. Almost knocks out Hatterene. Gets pretty close. Will heal up due to its Citrus Berry. But now we'll bring in Qianpao. And we will go ahead and use Sucker Punch on the Hatterene. And we will protect again on the Regieleki. Like, I'm really tempted of changing around Fluttermane just so that I can reset Trick Room, if in fact it's being used. Sucker Punch will now hit Hatterene, will not knock it out. Dazzling Gleam does nothing against the Regieleki, but it will hit the Chien-Pao for quite a bit. Bring him down to a Sash. And come on, Iron Hands, hit me. Drain Punch, nope. It'll only do 1 HP though. Honestly, it shouldn't even be able to heal for 1 HP, but it does. It still gives you 1. It does half the damage. So what's half of 1? Still 1. It's like 0.5. Okay, Trick Room. Last 2 more. Yeah, we're... Oof. Go for it. Let's try. I can't really do a whole lot. We're gonna Terra. Oh, Trick Room, man. Trick Room. Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the thing that I do with Fluttermane now. I'm gonna probably take it out of specs. Go back to like to the Wise Glasses. I do like the spec option, but it's not... I need to be able to reverse Trick Room. And so that's the only thing I need to do is try to reverse it. I can also use Imprison. Imprison might be really helpful. Extremely helpful, actually. We'll look into that. Okay, our first match is here. We've got Tornadus, Brambleghast, Azumarill, Hisuian Arcanine, Rillaboom, and Urshifu. Okay, so this is an assortment of a team here. I like it. So what are we gonna do here? What is the prognosis? I think... I don't know the weaknesses of Brambleghast. I think he's Ghost, so he might be weak to himself. I think anyway, I'm not 100%. Rillaboom's probably going to be out in the open because Fake Out. So I think Urshifu, no. Tornadus is out there. We need Tornadus out there first. We'll bring in Regieleki, Fluttermane for the swap in, and Garchomp for everything else. Now, Azumarill is going to possibly be weak against Steel. His Fairy typing, but Water... I think it's resistant to Steel, so maybe not. It might be just become neutral. It's still good to have if I do need to Terra Steel on Garchomp, but we'll see. All right, Tornadus and Rillaboom versus Regieleki and my Tornadus. Okay, so we're first gonna go ahead and get started off with Tailwind. Now I'm doing this because I know that I can't taunt him, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I might as well get my team set up first, and I'm gonna protect over here. Because the Fake Out is most likely going to hit Regieleki. Fake Out, and boom, Regieleki. Because a lot of people also use Covert Cloak, so they're like, okay, we're not gonna worry about that. It's kind of like with me using, you know, planning on like Mental Herb being used. Like, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Okay, so we're going to then use Rain Dance, Terra Blast into the Rillaboom. Now Rillaboom is most likely going to use U-Turn to get off the field because it needs to be able to save Grassy Surge. This isn't my assumption, but that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Now, I did open myself up to using Rain Dance though, because they could also use Bleak Wind, which is going to make it 100% accurate in the rain. But I am faster. So here we go. Terra Blast into the Rillaboom. Takes it down by only half. Yeah, Bleak Wind. Regieleki's stats dropped, and Stomping Tantrum to the Regieleki. It's gonna knock him out, which is unfortunate, but was really hoping that he would do more than half. That's really off to me. All right, Buttermane, come on in. Booster energy, so we get photosynthesis activated and speed was heightened. Hit Bleak Wind, and then we're just gonna go right into Moonblast into Tornadus. Hopefully we get a 2-hit KO or a 2 KO here. Moonblast right into Tornadus. Only half, really? There we go. We got one. Man. I do have to compensate for me not. Ouch. I no longer have a spec, so that's probably why. Oh, well. I did get 2, but we traded, so it's 2-2. This isn't good. Maybe I would have had a better chance if I brought out Arcanine and Azumarill. All right. Maybe I would have had a better chance if I had brought in Chien-Pao for Rillaboom, which is something that I had in the back of my mind. It's like, Rillaboom's going to be a problem. Grassy Surge is also going to be a thing. So I need to be able to take out somehow... somehow. But we're going to Bleak Wind, and I'm just going to Earthquake. It's not going to hurt Tornadus. I don't know what type of Terra they're going to use. It's a Hisuian Arcanine. It is. And it's Water. Okay. It gets rid of the ground weakness, which is totally fine. Bleak Wind. It's about half. 45, maybe 49%. Earthquake comes up next. Doesn't affect Tornadus. It does very little. Wow. Really? Even with the Life Orb, it does very little? Oh, it's probably because they're not weak to it. Nation into Garchomp is going to knock us out. Rough Skin does a little bit of damage, but doesn't knock it out, unfortunately. Interesting. And there goes that match there. Interesting. Alrighty, next match is up and ready to go. We've got Torkoal, Indeedee, Armarouge, Lilligant, Hisuian, Goodra, and Fluttermane. Interesting. Now we get to actually use the open that I've really wanted to use for a while, which is the Imprison, because I'm not going to want to deal with that crap. Okay, so who do we bring in after the fact? Yeah, we'll bring in Tornadus and Fluttermane. We'll bring those two in, get ourselves set up so that they can't use their shenanigans. Now, I do leave myself open to... Actually, what if I did this instead? Bring in the Tornadus and the Urshifu after. What if I did that instead? What if I brought in the Fluttermane, Chien-Pao first? Fluttermane does the Imprison. I don't get off the Tailwind because... relatively, I don't need to get off the Tailwind right away. I can leave Tornadus in the back. I do have to worry about Lilligant a little bit, but maybe we could see what happens. It is Indeedee Armarouge, which is what I thought was going to come out. It's Fluttermane and Chien-Pao. Sword of Ruin. Psychic Surge. Are you going to use the Seed? Nope. Photosynthesis goes off. My speed gets heightened. Okay. In Prison. And I'm going to the Ice Spinner into Indeedee. Indeedee uses Follow Me, which is totally fine. In Prison. Ice Spinner will now go into Indeedee. Takes it about half. No items been used so far. Chien-Pao got hit with a Rocky Helmet, but I took off Psychic Surge. And you can no longer use Trick Room. Get wrecked. Oh, how the turntables have turned. Okay, so Rocky Helmet is still going to be a thing. So I think what I need to do here is Shadow Ball, oops, Moonblast into the Entity and Sucker Punch, maybe into, yeah, we'll Sucker Punch into the Armarouge. Entity will use Follow Me again. Just good. I didn't use Sucker Punch on there. Oh no, it's going to redirect Sucker Punch though. God dang it. Okay, that's fine. Moonblast into that slot now, which is going to knock out Entity. Now, Armarouge, what are you going to do? Heat Wave. It's going to definitely knock out Chien-Pao. Maybe I should have went Shadow Ball into that slot. Maybe I would have knocked it out. It is Life Orb after all. Okay, we're going to bring in Urshifu. I should have brought in Tornadus, to be honest. The Suian Gudra. Okay. So Shadow Ball is going to go into Mijur Armarouge. And I'm going to Surging Strikes. Is Shadow Ball going to knock him out? I mean, I'm no longer Spec, so I'm not sure. He's probably got a Shelter, so we'll do this. He's probably gonna use the setup move, so I'm not gonna be totally worried about it right now, but I'm just glad I shut off Trick Room. Now I just have to capitalize it. Okay, he withdraws Armarouge to bring out his 4th Pokemon, which is Torkoal. Good call, brings in the Drought. Now with Drought, it's not going to do a whole lot of damage, but Shadow Ball is going to do quite a bit. The thing is, I don't really want to swap out Fluttermane now, because it's going to be worse. And Suian Gudra is going to change to Fairy. Interesting. All right, Shadow Ball into Torkoal. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. And here comes Surfing Strikes. It's not in the rain, but I do have my Terra Water with Mystic Water equipped. And it's the 2-hit KO. So I do take him out. Question is, well, now what is Gudra gonna do? Heavy Slam. Knocks out the Fluttermane. I am totally cool with that. Now, I think Imprisoned should still stay on the field. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I think that's how that works. We'll check it. No, Imprisoned's gone. Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna go ahead and taunt the Armarouge then. And I'm gonna Surging Strikes into it. It may not knock it out, but I'm gonna taunt it so it can't use Trick Room, which is what Gudra would really benefit in. This may not KO. I don't think it is. I think it's gonna leave him with like 1 HP. Oh no, it will. Okay, good. All right, Gudra, what are you gonna do? Heavy Slam on the Tornadus, which isn't gonna do very much. I'm gonna go ahead and Rain Dance and Surging Strikes on the Gudra. It's most likely got leftovers, so I'm not sure why it's not doing Shelter. Uh-oh. Did I DC? Please tell me I didn't DC. I don't want to DC. I didn't DC, but they did. All right, next match is ready to go. We've got Regieleki, Urshifu, one of the 3 Pond Spirits. I think it's Azelf, Hisuian Zoroark, Tornadus, and Iron Bundle. Yay, 100% yay. Okay, so how do I deal with this bunch of Pokemon? Okay, Urshifu is kind of dealt with Fluttermane. Myself has probably dealt with Fluttermane as well. I'm gonna be down 2 hit points no matter what I do, and I don't have my spread move anymore. Sucker Punch may not do anything. I don't think it 1-hit KOs anymore. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to outbeat the speed, so I'm gonna bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, and Garchomp. Let's go. I don't think I think Regieleki would have done really well in here. I don't think it would be able to compete though. Everyone's just kind of like all over the place, so it's really, really weird. So we'll see. Azelf and Iron Bundle versus Fluttermane and Tornadus. Fluttermane with its booster energy. Speed will be heightened, and no Quark Drive from the Iron Bundle. Okay, we're gonna taunt the Azelf, and we're just gonna go straight into the Moonblast for the Iron Bundle. Yes, Moonblast into the Iron Bundle. I should Terra here, but I'm neglected to just because of the fact that I don't know what his partners in the back are, and I don't want to use it early and be faked out, because even now he could swap out Iron Bundle. Taunting Azelf. I don't know what you do particularly. No item was in use, and one hit goes to the oh, neat. Okay, so Zoroark goes down because he copied Iron Bundle. Azelf was going to use U-turn. Oh, interesting. Okay. I got faked out, kind of. I still hit the Zoroark and knocked it out, which I wasn't really expecting, but I was like, wait, why didn't Quark Drive go off? Here's the Iron Bundle with the Quark Drive. That's what I was looking for. Speed was heightened. Now, who's going to be your other partner? Regieleki. Gotcha. Okay, we're going to Tailwind so we become faster. And I'm going to Moonblast into the bundle slot. Yes. Regieleki will protect. Good call. Tailwind. So now that I outspeed Bundle by quite a bit, Moonblast into that slot. It's also going to knock it out. And Regieleki is protected. So now all we have left to deal with is Regieleki and Azelf. And all I really have to do from here is swap out Tornadus with Garchomp and Shadow Ball into Azelf. Never mind, battle was canceled. So we've had 3 games so far. This video might be really quick. All right, next battle. We've got... Ooh, interesting. We got Weirdeer, Iron Hands, Lilligant, Ursaluna, Chi-Yu, and Torkoal. So, Trick Room team, if you haven't seen one before. Okay, so we need to do the following. What Pokemon are you going to set out first? I don't remember the typing for Weirdeer. I think one of them's normal. I think Fluttermane, Chien-Pao is going to be good to have open. We'll have Tornadus in the back, and we'll bring in Garchomp so that we could deal with Torkoal, Chi-Yu, and Iron Hands all at the same time. I'd also believe that Garchomp is going to do a lot of damage to Ursaluna as well. I don't want to bring in Regieleki. I don't think it's going to really do any difference here. And Urshifu may do a lot of damage to not only Chi-Yu, but Torkoal. Actually, it may be beneficial to bring in Urshifu. I'll keep it, because if it opens up with Lilligant, I'll be able to not only stop Trick Room, but I'll be able to overpower Torkoal. I just want to prevent Trick Room being used so that Ursaluna doesn't come onto the field. Okay, we've got Iron Hands and Weirdeer. So Weirdeer's Intimidate will go off, so our attacks drop a stage, which is totally fine by me. Fake Out is probably going to be the first thing that gets used, so what I'm going to do is Imprison and Protect. I don't need to get faked out. I don't need my sash to be popped like right off the bat. Fake Out goes into Qian Pao. Called it. Imprison. And you can no longer use Trick Room. Thank you. Come again. All right. We will go ahead and Moonblast the Iron Hands, and we will Sucker Punch the Weirdeer. That doesn't really say, like, is that the better choice, though? Is that the better choice, though? We're going to Ice Spinner into the Weirdeer. I don't know if it's going to make an attack. And because I don't know it's going to make an attack, Sucker Punch isn't going to be useful here. I don't know what its other move choices are. It's going to withdraw Weirdeer and bring out Torkoal. So now it has to kind of switch up his strategy just a bit. Most likely we'll bring in Lilligant next. Does not make the switch for Iron Hands, which is totally fine. Moonblast will go into that slot, and then Ice Spinner will go into the Torkoal slot, which isn't going to do a whole lot, but that's totally fine. Volt Switch into Qian Pao, which is going to bring out the Lilligant now. Weirdeer again? You're lowering my attack one stage. Is that your idea? I'm going to Moonblast into Weirdeer, and I'm going to swap to Garchomp with Qian Pao. And then DC. Is that me or is that them? That time was me. Alrighty. Our next match is ready to go. We've got, Incarnate Tornadus. Therian Thundurus. I'm sorry. Okay, Incarnate Thundurus. Therian Tornadus and Therian Landorus. And we also have Incarnate Enamorus with Hisui and Gudra and Urshifu. Okay. Alright. I mean, why not? None of these Pokemon can use Trick Room, so I don't really care as much, right? That's the thing we're gonna go with. I think we'll bring in Garchomp and Qian Pao. Well, maybe not. Because we can do a lot of damage with Tornadus and Regieleki in this one. I just gotta make sure that no Rain Dance is activated. We'll bring in Tornadus, Qian Pao, Regieleki, and Garchomp, and we'll call that good. I don't want to bring in Urshifu. I don't think he's going to make a whole lot of difference in here. He would for like Landorus, right? Don't get me wrong. He would for Landorus. But for anyone else, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. But we'll see. Urshifu and Tornadus versus Tornadus and Qian Pao. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is Tailwind to get us set up, and then we're going to go ahead and Ice Spinner into the Tornadus. He's going to Terra. Urshifu? It's for the Urshifu. Make him water. Good call. I don't know what the item is yet, but we'll find out in just a minute. Tornadus, what are you gonna do? You will also use Tailwind. Searching Strikes. You're scarfed. That's what you are. You are scarfed. Okay. Bleak Wind, and we really should just go for the straight up Thunderbolt into the Urshifu. That Urshifu needs to get off the field, like immediately. All right, so that's what we'll do. With your Tornadus, good call. Here comes Landorus. Nope. Thunderous. Thunderbolt into Urshifu. You are out of here. Now, Thunderous incarnate form, I don't know what it does. So this is going to be very, very interesting. It doesn't get very affected against wind attacks, which is totally fine. I drop his speed though, which means that if he doesn't have priority, he's going to be slower. Next Pokemon, Goodra. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring out Garchomp for him. It's still effective over to Thunderous. So I think that's what we'll do. What is Terra? I mean, at that range, he should be able to knock him out. Let's do that. Tornadus, come back. Go ahead and go out, Garchomp. They've already Terra'd because it was Urshifu who I took out the first turn. Oh, I should say second turn, really. Now at this range, I should be able to knock him out with Terra Blast, Terra Ice. Let's see if that works though. Yep, there he goes. Leaving Goodra all by himself, but Tornadus will come out after him. Regieleki will live. Yippity doo dah. Okay, so we can Earthquake to do a lot of damage to Goodra, but it's also going to force me to protect with Regieleki if I do that. Dragon Claw can also go into the Goodra slot as well. Again, it's going to make me, well, it's not going to make me do that, but we'll do that, and we will Thunderbolt into Tornadus. Thunderbolt knocks it down to 1 HP, holds on due to Sash. That's a good call. Bleak Wind, gonna knock out Regieleki. We're done here. Oh no, we're not done here. We still have one Pokemon in the back. I have my own Tornadus. Still. Dragon Claw into Goodra. That does a lot of damage. But I might have knocked myself out. No, I didn't. But I did knock myself out. Okay, our Tailwinds are gone. Okay, Tornadus, here you go. Let's do ourselves a Bleak Wind and hope for the best. Now I'm starting to like weigh against using Bleak Wind. Aha! Oh no, please don't. Hey, I hit Tornadus, but I completely missed the Goodra. God dang it. Okay. Oh no. You're not locked into that slot, are you? Oh, you were. Oh no. All right, now our next match is ready to go. We got Sneasler, Rillaboom, Iron Hands. Fluttermane, Greninja, and Roaring Moon. Okay. What are we gonna do with this? We are gonna go here. There we go. Okay. What are we gonna do with this team? I don't particularly know what Sneasler does. I think Dire Claw is what people were like talking about in the locals. We do have two people that can fake out for sure. Roaring Moon's a really strong offensive type Pokemon that will definitely take advantage of, you know, Terra Flying acrobatics, especially if it uses booster energy. Greninja's a raid Pokemon that we got access to. I don't know what people have done with him since. He is kind of annoying because when I played casual, like, yeah, it was really, really annoying, especially with Water Shuriken. So I guess we'll go with Tornadus, Qianpao, Urshifu, and Fluttermane. I think that's who we'll bring in. Like the wide assortment of Pokemon that I saw there was really, really interesting. And if I want to create an opportunity to be able to attack like anyone on the field, I need to be able to do that. So Rillaboom and Sneasler, both shiny. That's dope. So I don't know if both of them can use Fake Out, but I'm going to Protect for sure. Sneasler will get defense due to the Grassy Seed. Okay, that's dope. I don't think I really need to access Tailwind. I think I'm the fastest thing on the field. I don't think I need to taunt anyone. We'll go ahead and use that, and I will Protect Qianpao. I don't need to get hit with Fake Out, so I'm just gonna do that. Fake Out goes to the Qianpao. Dire Claw also go to the Qianpao. Interesting. Bleak Wind will miss Sneasler, but we'll hit the Rillaboom for a lot, which I'm okay with because that's the target I needed to hit for a lot. And he's got Leftovers. Hit, we'll go ahead and do it again. But this time, I will Ice Spinner into... I think Rillaboom is going to stay on the field. But I'm going to go after Sneasler. Oh, it's a good thing I retreated. Okay, Rillaboom goes back. Brings out the Iron Hands. That would have done nothing. But now he has another Fake Out user. Dire Claw will go next. Ice Spinner. So he does attack before Qianpao. That's interesting. Bleak Wind will miss the Sneasler. Interesting. Swap into... No, we won't swap into Fluttermane. I'll Tailwind. And Protect. Oh, no, I don't want to Terra. Protect. It's Fake Out. The sash has been popped. I can't do anything about it now, so I'm just going to Protect and hope that they both went into that slot. Sneasler will also Protect. Qianpao will now also Protect. Are you going to use Fake Out again? Tailwind? Thunder Punch. You did not use Fake Out, but that's totally fine. I kind of want to know what Dire Claw is. We'll bring out Fluttermane. I probably should have brought out Garchomp, but I didn't. I don't have time to find Sneasler. Okay. Moonblast does affect the Iron Hands. It doesn't really do anything to the Sneasler. Shadow Ball, about the same. We will Terra. Moonblast into Iron Hands. And I'm gonna Sucker Punch. But I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna swap. I think that's the better choice. Let's see. Are you? It's not in this list either. I'm gonna look him up again. Sneasler. So it doesn't go faster than Fluttermane, which is interesting. I will not knock out Iron Hands, but it gets pretty close. Dark Claw will then go into that slot, which is a one-hit KO, which means that it's either poison. It's fighting poison. Okay, so it's poison and or steel, so that one is poison for sure. Okay, Dire Claw. Leave the target poison, paralyzed, or drowsy. Okay, so that's what it is. It's not a priority move. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So, just in general, he was just faster than Qian Pao. That's good to know. That should not be the case now because I'm going to be faster than him. Iron Hands is going to take Surgeon Strikes from Urshifu, and Qian Pao is going to go for the Sneasler. I thought it was like a priority move, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Ice Spinner. But that's really interesting that he's going to be faster than Qian Pao. I was not expecting that. Surgeon Strikes. Yeah, it's like his base speed is 120. Which, if it's faster than Qian Pao, it's amazing. So there goes 2 Pokemon down. I don't know how many we have left. I know they have Rillaboom in the back. Oh, they also have Fluttermane. Let's go. Wait, hold up. Qian Pao's base speed's 135. He must have been Scarf. Interesting. Interesting. We'll go ahead and use Ice Spinner on Fluttermane because I believe that will knock him out. And with Searching Strikes. Actually, Coast Combat on the Rillaboom. I think we still have Tailwind. I wasn't looking, so it might have worn off. They're gonna Terra. It's Fluttermane. Make it Fairy. I also don't know what item it used, so Fake Out on the Urshifu. Ice Spinner on the Fluttermane. Gonna take it down to 1 HP, which is Sash. If he does like an AoE thing, he wins. Grassy Cloud will now disappear. Urshifu Flinch could not move. Dazzling Gleam if it hits, it's probably gonna hit both. Yep, it does. Good game. Oh. Maybe the Protect on Urshifu should have been it. I just spaced out on Rillaboom having Fake Out. But maybe Fake Out would have done before Aqua Jet, so it is what it is. Okie dokie, and our first match is ready to go. We've got Low Kicks, Sableye, Tatsugiri, Qian Pao, Tadonzo, and Lucario. Okay, a wide assortment of Pokemon here. What are we going to do about it? I don't think that we really have anything to worry about as of yet. Although Low Kick's first impressions does kind of scare me quite a bit. Now, we could do one of 2 different things with Low Kicks, but I think we might have to sacrifice our Tornadus because he doesn't really have anything to do anything in Trick Room. So there's that. But we do have a Fake Out user in Sableye. So we're going to walk in with Tornadus Fluttermane. A Chien Pao? Yes, and I want to say Regieleki. I really want to say Regieleki, but we're going to go in with Garchomp instead. Now, Regieleki would do well against the Donzo, but I don't know if this is the Commander build or the Storm Drain build. Earlier in this season, we did get our stuff kicked in by a Storm Drain build with Vaporeon, but I don't think we have to do that now. Opens up with Tatsugiri to Donzo, just right off the bat, so that's cool. Photosynthesis goes off. Speed was heightened, and this is the Commander. Good job. Okay. So +2 to everything. I think I know what I'm going to do for a graphic like that. That would be kind of dope. Okay. I mean, we could taunt. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Well, Tailwind can also be really beneficial too. Yeah, we're going to do... What am I going to do? Oh, what am I going to do? I don't know. I mean, Bleakwind would be helpful, but that's not going to help me right now. Maybe Taunt? Maybe? And we'll Moonblast. Maybe he has Rest. I don't know. He fell for the Taunt, and here comes the Moonblast from... Oof. Order up. It's the kind of thing I wanted to prevent, and he gets attack ups. And there is leftovers. We are in trouble. Okay, we're gonna swap out to Chien Pao, and I'm gonna go right into Moonblast again. It's the only thing I really can do. Tornadus isn't gonna really do anything, and I need to be able to do damage, and Secret Sword goes through all of those stats. So we're gonna lower down his defenses quite a bit. Moonblast. Order up, it's gonna go into that slot. It's doing a ton. So now it's a +4 to attack. We're gonna got Sacred Sword right into that. And we're gonna Moonblast. We have to Terra Fairy Moonblast to give us the best advantage that I possibly can. Now he has to use Order Up on the side Pokemon since Fluttermane cannot be hurt by Dragon types because of Fairy typing, and even now it's even worse. So I'm gonna make it even worse and Moonblast into that slot. It's not gonna do a whole lot. I do lower his special attack one stage, that's cool. Sacred Sword does a little bit of damage. Earthquake. The +4 attack, man. I can't. How do I get over that? I mean, it's not a flying type. I can easily come in with Garchomp, but I'm just like, how do I do with that? He doesn't have a lot of HP left. And he shook off the taunt, so he's going to be able to protect next turn if he so has that. But he's not going to have it for very long. So I'm going to taunt him in the... And I'm going to Dragon Claw. Okay, there it is. Which is totally fine, because Taunt is going to come out next turn, which is going to prevent him from getting HP then. And hopefully I'll have enough damage output to prevent him from getting any more HP. He's going to either knock out Tornadus or Garchomp. I don't have enough. I absolutely don't have enough. I will have enough if this works. We're gonna Bleak Wind into Dragonclaw. Bleak Wind will miss the Tatsugiri. And the Don, are you kidding me? I had enough as long as it hits, but it's not going to. And there goes Tornadus. And we lose because I don't have a... I guess I don't have a strong way of dealing with the Donzo. I didn't bring Regieleki because I didn't think he would literally open up with the Donzo Tatsugiri. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, guys. He's going to protect, get a little bit of HP, and I can't do anything about it. So we're out. He's going to knock out Garchomp next turn. He's got +5 in attack, and that's an order up. Dragons are weak against dragons. Okie dokie. So our next match is ready to go. We've got Ursaluna, Cresselia, Iron Hands, Enamorus, Abomasnow, and Iron Bundle. So we do have a Trick Room team ready to go. Most likely we'll open up with Iron Hands and Cresselia so that they can get that up and running. But they could also open up with Abomasnow and Iron Bundle. In the event that they do, we do have ways to counter both of them. I think Tornadus Fluttermane is going to be the best open. We're going to take additional damage just because, you know, I don't think Abomasnow is going to take a lot of damage from Moonblast, but I have to focus target on one person at a time right now, which may be something I need to change. Who knows? For everyone else though, what do I do? I think Garchomp is going to be a good option. And I mean, we could bring in Urshifu. Urshifu is a good choice. I think Chien Pao might be the best one because we're going to have Abomasnow and Ice gets a boost while it's hailing or snowing. I miss hail. I miss hail, but I'm glad that they boosted up to where they did now. So only one weather type does actual damage. Cresselia and Iron Hands. So we saw this as a foreseeable thing. So booster energy from Fluttermane gets a boost. And we're gonna go ahead and do a rain. No, we're not gonna do a rain dance. Right now I'm the fastest thing on the field, and I don't really have anything to worry about. The question is, what do I want to deal with more? I guess we could just go straight up with the... No, we'll do Tailwind first, and then we'll do Imprison. Yeah, here we go. Helping Hand. Tailwind. Cresselia is out Helping Hand on the Iron Hands. I am imprisoned, so no Trick Room is going to be able to be used. And Wild Charge will then go into Tornadus. That's a lot of damage. And I hope that recoil reflects that. Oh, that's just kind of crap. Okay, so we're going to walk in with Garchomp now. Now, Garchomp isn't going to really take a lot of damage. At least not from Mr. Iron Hands there. And now we don't have to worry about Fake Out or Trick Room. So we are good to go with our Rampage. I'm going to go ahead and get set up with a... Will I be able to do enough? I should be able to do enough. Dragonclaw, Iron Hands, Terra Fairy, Moonblast, Iron Hands. This should do a lot of damage. I'm hoping this does a lot of damage. This should do a lot of damage. Please let it do a lot of damage. Because at 307 speed plus Tailwind, I'm looking pretty fast, my man, my boy. They're also going to Terra. And It's the Iron Hands. Makes it grass. I'm not doing Earthquake, but I appreciate the offer. Moonblast into Terra Grass Iron Hands. It's going to do a little bit more, but not that much. But I'm going to lower its special attack. Dragon Claw will follow up after that and gets it very, very close to being knocked out. Are you in Lunar Blessing? You are. Good call. And Wild Charge into that slot. And Fluttermane goes down. Da 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 da. Now Trick Room is available, which is bad. Bad. But I need to get rid of this Iron Hands first. So Dragon Claw into that and Ice Spinner into... Ooh. Yeah, why not? Ice Spinner into Iron Hands. Oh no, because if he protects in that... Well, can he? I mean, it's probably Assault Vest, right? That's what people are running with. I haven't seen him use an item. He withdrew Iron Hands. I mean, it's still a bad choice. I should have just went over to the Cresselia. Ursaring. Ursaluna. Ice Spinner into that slot, which is going to get him really, really low. And then here comes Dragon Claw, which is going to knock him out. And here comes Trick Room from Cresselia. Come on. Do it. There it is. Okay. So you twisted the dimensions. Are you going to bring back out Iron Hands? No, you're going to bring out an Amorous instead. I'm Protect here. And Sucker Punch. I mean, I can't Sucker Punch into Cresselia. I mean, I can, but it's probably not going to attack. So I'm just going to go straight into an Amorous. Springtide Storm does nothing to Garchomp because he protected. Will hit the Chien Pao, brings him down to 1. Thank you, Focus Sash. Come on, Cresselia, don't do an attack. Moonblast into... I should have Sucker Punched. I didn't think it would like attack though, but of course it's going to attack. Why wouldn't it? Oh, Tailwind's even worse. What is it, 1v? Oh, it's 1v3, and I already used my Terra. Yep, we're done. Oh, it was a great strategy until they ran Fluttermane out to dry. Why? It was a great strat until Fluttermane went down. So maybe I need to figure out someone else that can use in prison. All right, our next match is ready to go. We've got Charizard, Torkoal, Lilligant, Landorus, Therian, and Thundurus and Fluttermane. Okay, interesting. So what do we do with this particular team? I can clearly see that it is a Sun team core with Chlorophyll. So I think the best course of action is to come in with Tornadus and Chien Pao. Why is so that I can change the weather from Torkoal to be anything else besides what it should be. And if it's not, then Chien Pao will be able to knock out not only Lilligant, Thundurus, but also Landorus pretty easily with its Ice Spinner. And then I get to set up for other Pokemon like Urshifu, who will definitely make work of Charizard and Torkoal, and Fluttermane to take up the reins for their Fluttermane if they so choose to use it. So yeah, Charizard, I love Charizard. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that they'll ever open with Charizard Torkoal. It would kind of be a bad idea. And I'm only saying that because the fact of if they open up Charizard Torkoal, you are leaving yourself open quite a bit. So I'm hoping that's Torkoal Lilligant, which it is. So we saw that. Now it's going to bring up the weather. So temporarily, Lilligant is going to be really, really, really fast. It's going to be considerably faster to Torkoal for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and use Rain Dance to set the weather. And I'm going to... yeah, Ice Spinner into Lilligant to hopefully knock it out. Lilligant will protect, so that's good. But we're gonna rain dance, or they'll both protect. Oh, that's interesting. You're hoping for the Bleak Wind. Well, the Bleak Wind's gonna come out now. So there's that. Ice Spinner will now go in and won't relatively do anything, unfortunately, but it does quite a bit of damage. Okay, so now Bleak Wind is 100% accurate in the rain, so we're set there. And we're not going to activate Tailwind because we don't really need to. Ice Spinner is going to go into Lilligant, and Bleak Wind's going to go into both slots. Let's see what happens from here on out. What is your idea? What is your plan? You can retreat Torkoal, which is a good call, but you leave yourself open quite a bit. Here comes Thunderous, though. And it is the incarnate form and not the Therian form, which means he still gets Prankster. We bring Lilligant down to its sash. And I believe we are faster than it. We are. So we're going to knock it out right now. Doesn't do anything to the Thunderous, but we will knock out the Lilligant. And Lilligant's after you, like, move is what makes the team really, really run. Since I have that intimate knowledge, I'm 100% going to knock out that Pokemon first. Okay, so in this instance, we're going to go ahead and use... I mean, Tailwind is something we'll have to use now. We will... What do we have in the back? Urshifu and our own Fluttermane. We will... Terra. Ice Spinner. No, we won't Terra. We will not Terra. We'll Ice Spinner into... Thunderous. We'll take out Thunderous immediately. They're gonna Terra. Is it the Fluttermane? It would probably be best. And it is. 2. Fairy. Good call. So this is probably going to be a twofold attack, but I'm going to use Tailwind. And they will probably use Thunder Wave. Sunny Day. Okay. That's going to activate Photosynthesis for Fluttermane, which special attack was heightened. Ice Spinners, I'm going to go into Tornadus. Knock it out. Not Tornadus, Thunderous, I'm sorry. So he goes down. Dazzling Gleam is going to knock out Tornadus, unfortunately. But Qian Pao will live with 1 HP. We'll bring out our own Fluttermane. And they're going to bring out Torkoal. Speed was heightened for Photosynthesis. And I'm going to go ahead and... Imprison would be really, really good here if I had Dazzling Gleam. Unfortunately, I do not. So we're going to Terra Fairy, Moonblast. No. We're gonna Moonblast and Sucker Punch into Fluttermane. Helping Hand from Torkoal goes right into the Fluttermane, which is a really good strat. I use that a lot. Sucker Punch is gonna go into that slot, knock it down to that much. And here comes the Moonblast, hopefully to knock it out the rest. And it does not! Dazzling Gleam comes out and will knock out my side of the field. Oh, I thought I had it. Maybe if I would have Terra'd, it might have done it damage. But I am out Specs. That would have done it if it was Specs still. But I run Booster Energy. And because the sun is up, I don't have to worry about boosting. Alright, so it's down to 2-1. I'm going to Searching Strikes into Fluttermane. Let's see something first. Do I have Tailwind still? I do. 2 more turns. Okay. Yeah, Searching Strikes into Flutter. Actually, we'll do that. Searching Strikes, Terra Water into Fluttermane. In the sun, I'm not going to be able to hurt Torkoal a lot, but I'm going to be faster than Fluttermane for sure. They weren't able to get Tailwind off, although it wasn't really in the team comp. I think the best call that they should have done is maybe use Thunder Wave with Thundurus, but they didn't. So it is what it is. But Torkoal here in the sun at full HP still can use Eruption and may knock out Urshifu. Does Flamethrower instead. Still a lot of damage. But now I'm going to Surging Strikes into Torkoal in the sun, but I'm Terra Water, so it should do neutral, at least damage-wise. Let's see. It's a little less than neutral, but at least Eruption shouldn't do a ton of damage now. Hopefully this leads him in the red. Ah, just above, yeah, just above. Still, that's a really good range. Flamethrower, please stand. You did not, because it was 95 and not. Oh well, that's totally fine. All right, our next match is ready to go. We've got Hisuian Goodra, Rillaboom, Heatran, Urshifu, Grimmsnarl, and Iron Hands. Okay, so we've got 2 fake out users, Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. Well, 3. Iron Hands also uses it too. Oh boy, what can we do here? They don't really have anyone that could really take a huge benefit. Now scratch that, they do have. They have quite the assortment of Pokemon here. So what should I do here? Tornadus, Fluttermane, Garchomp, and Urshifu. No, Chien-Pao. I need to take out Rillaboom. I need Pokemon that's going to be able to knock people out, and Garchomp can do 2. Rillaboom, or sorry, not Rillaboom, but he can be taken out by Chien-Pao for sure. Grimmsnarl can be taken out by Fluttermane, so we open up with Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. Totally fine with this assortment of Pokemon. Grassy Surge comes out. Both of them can use Fake Out. I don't really have anything to worry about right now, but we're going to use Booster Energy into Photosynthesis to get our speed increased. We can't taunt in the Grimmsnarl. He is Dark type, Dark Fairy to be specific, so we're not going to worry about that too much. We're just going to go straight into the Break Wind and Moonblast into Grimmsnarl. Fake Out into the Tornadus. Totally fine. Light Screen goes up to lower down the damage of special moves. So Moonblast now goes in Grimmsnarl. It's going to have him live. And here comes Bleak Windstorm, which is going to miss Grimmsnarl, but hit the Rillaboom for quite a lot. Whew! And we're now going to lower down their speed. Okay, we're going to just do it again. Parting Shot, good call. Lowers my attack and special attack 1 stage. And he leaves the field. To bring out Goodra. Moonblast into that slot. Isn't going to do a whole lot. But I lower down its special attack. Break Wind is going to do the rest and knocks out Rillaboom. So that Rillaboom's gone. We don't really have anything for Chien-Pao to really content with, but we'll swap out the Fluttermane to bring out Garchomp now. Change Garchomp. So we've seen a total of 3 Pokemon so far. Parting Shot on Garchomp, which is a good call. He went back to bring out the last and final Pokemon on their side, which is Urshifu. Bleak Wind. Oh, it almost knocks out Urshifu right off the bat. Doesn't do anything to the Goodra, but drops the speed. Heavy Slam goes into Garchomp. Isn't going to do a whole lot, but Rough Skin will do a little bit of damage to Goodra. And I gain a little bit of HP because of Grassy Field. Okay, now we'll go ahead and Tailwind with our Garchomp. Sorry, Tornadus. Wow, I am just so absent-minded today. And we'll Earthquake. They're gonna Terra. Probably gonna go to the Urshifu. Nope, it's for the Goodra. Change it to Fairy. I'm okay with that because next turn, if I survive, I will go ham with Terra Steel, Terra Blast into that slot. If I survive. So, Urshifu should go down here. He does not? What? How does that happen? I know he wasn't super effective, but he should have done at least a little bit more than that, right? He's only -1. He's not like minus several. That's weird. Anyway. Garchomp gets a little bit of healing, so does Urshifu, and Shelter's been activated by the Goodra. So now we'll bring back Fluttermane, who doesn't get the booster energy, but we don't really have anything to fear right now. So we're going to go ahead and Moonblast into Urshifu, and we're going to Terra Steel, Terra Blast into the Goodra. Here's the Garchomp, Terra Steel. Now I get rid of my water weakness because ground, but I think it's neutral because dragon isn't really weak against it. Aqua Jet into the Fluttermane isn't going to do a whole lot, but thank you anyway. Here's the Moonblast to you, and here have a well thought out attack from Terra Blast, which is special. Still -1, so it should do a lot. Are you kidding me? I am just not lucky with these calcs, man. Even at -1, it should do a lot more. It's a special attack that does physical damage. Well, I guess Shelter does do quite a bit. Does do quite a bit of healing that way. Here comes Chien-Pao. And Grimmsnarl. So we're gonna Sucker Punch. Well, I mean, I don't know if Grimmsnarl has any attacks, to be honest. Either one of these is gonna be really effective. Attack the Grimmsnarl and Terra Blast again into the Goodra. Grimmsnarl will Reflect, raising the power of physical moves. That's probably why he's able to survive quite a bit. I did forget screens. Now he just put up Reflect, but Light Screen does a lot too. That will certainly do a lot. Body Press will knock out Garchomp for sure. Rough Skin will now take out Goodra. So we took each other out. Leaving ourselves with just a very weakened Garchomp, or sorry, Grimmsnarl, and a healthy Chien-Pao. Ice Spinner into that slot. The battle is canceled. Alrighty. And our next match is up and ready to go. We've got Bronzong, Serena, Gastrodon, Toxapex, Pinchurin, and Pelipper. Now I know that I'm mispronouncing Pinchurin, but it's like Pinchurchurin or something like that. But I just easily find it easier to easily say his name is Pinchurin. I know that said easily like several different times. there's that. Okay, so with this particular team, we cannot be using Urshifu because Gastrodon is on the field, but we can still take advantage of the rest of the Pokemon that they also have. We're gonna go in with Tornadus. A lot of slow Pokemon, including Pelipper. Tornadus, right? No. What do I want to do? Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, Garchomp, and Regieleki. We'll leave our Tailwinder in the back, which is probably the worst decision because if Pelipper opens up and I have a way to answer Pelipper, Chien-Pao could, but if they get Tailwind off, I'm in trouble. But leading with my 2 fastest Pokemon in the team shouldn't be that bad, right? Let's see. Bronzong and Serena. Fluttermane and Chien-Pao. Okay. So Serena has Queenly Majesty, so it prevents priority attacks. So Bronzong is the Trick Room user. I'm going to go ahead and use Imprison to shut that down right away and use Ice Spinner into Serena, which should knock it out. Serena will use Endure, so it brings it down to 1 HP. Prison. No Trick Room for you. So it's like having Focus Sash, but it's in a move, which is going to activate Weakness Policy. Boost attack and special attack. And Bronzong cannot use Trick Room now. Okay, thanks, goodbye. And we'll go right into that slot again. Because Serena can't protect. I mean, it could, but Endure is kind of like it protects in a way. No, it's different. It's anyway, it's interesting. I think you can only use it once. Well, it's got PP for more, but I don't know when you would want to use it more than the one time. It's weird. Shadow Ball will now go into the Bronzong, which should... It gets close to knocking it out, but it doesn't do it. Ice Spinner will now go into Serena to knock it out for sure. It not being able to use Trick Room was detrimental. Gyro Ball will now go into the Fluttermane, which will knock it out. And it gives access to Trick Room now since the Pokemon is off the field. But at this point in time, is it worth it? That's my question. Garchomp will not come out. Now Bronzong is levitating, so Earthquake isn't going to do anything. But we do have answers because, you know, I'm faster. So Pelipper now will access Drizzle. So Garchomp will now hit Bronzong with Dragon Claw. Should knock it out. And well, actually, let's Dragon Claw. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, Dragon Claw the Bronzong. And we're going to Ice Spinner the Pelipper. We're not going to make the mistake because I don't know if Bronzong is going to attack. And because I don't know that, I'm going to go straight for the Pokemon that can. So Dragon Claw into Bronzong, knock it out. No more Trick Room. Your Trick Room user is gone. Pelipper could use Tailwind now. And it does Ice Beam. ×4 to Garchomp, that's not great. But I'm okay with that. I have to be okay with it, because I didn't plan for it, but it's okay. Now Regieleki will come out and deal with the rest. I at least wanted Bronzong off the field, and we now have answers to his 2 Oh! Okie dokie. I still have answers, so we're good. Thunderbolt into the Pelipper. Actually... yeah, okay. Thunderbolt into the Pelipper, and we're going to go ahead and Ice Spinner into... Gastrodon's going to use Earth Power. That's right. So I have to Terra. He's going to use Ice Power, which is going to do a lot, so I'm just going to prepare for it. I don't think either one of us have Terra'd yet. So I think this is the turn to Terra. You would want to Terra your Gastrodon for sure, if you want to use it. If not, Pelipper would be a terrible idea. But I'm going to Terra my Regieleki, because I know you're going to use Earth Power, which is going to one-shot him. So I'm going to remove that weakness. I'm kind of thinking of changing it to Flying, and then changing Regieleki's moves around. Make it a little bit more defensive. Maybe make him Flying, because that'd be dope. Gastrodon is going to Terra, and it's going to be Ice as well. That's dope. Let's go. Thunderbolt into the Pelipper. Pelipper goes down. Now I think Ice is weak against Fighting. Not sure. Ice Spinner will go into the Gastrodon. Doesn't do very much because, you know, it's Ice. Earth Power into the Regieleki. It's like we called it. It's not going to do a lot. I mean, 3/4. Don't get me wrong. Like, 3/4 of my health, that's a lot. But it's not going to knock me out. Yep, Sacred Sword does do well against Ice types. So that's interesting to note. And what are you going to do? I'm Thunderbolting and Sacred Swording, and this may knock you out before you can attack. So here comes Thunderbolt. Oh, that's a decent amount. That's about half, and then Sacred Sword to finish it up. Woo! Who doggy? Who doggy? All right, our first match is ready to go. We've got Urshifu, Amoonguss, Fluttermane, Hisuian, Goodra, Tinglu, and Goldengo. Wow, this is actually quite an immersive team. So something I haven't seen in quite a while. So we're gonna have some fun with this team. We do not have to worry about anyone doing Trick Room, but we do have a couple of outliers. Tinglu being one, and Hisuian Goodra being the second. We have won and also lost to Goldengo in the past, and we have won and also lost to Urshifu in the past. The thing that we might have to worry about the most here is Amoonguss for his Spore. I don't have a real way to get rid of it, or even to deal with it almost. So hopefully we can do that in this video today. So we're gonna bring in Tornadus, and I want to say Chien-Pao, but he's probably not going to be the best one. We'll bring in Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, and I think Garchomp is going to be the best one at the end. We're going to leave Urshifu and Regieleki in the back, because I don't think they're going to do a whole lot in this round, but who knows? I have been looking at Regieleki to maybe bring the screens instead, because I do like Protect, I do like Electro Web, and I do like, you know, Terra Blast, but maybe the screens on Regieleki give him a little bit more versatility into the team. I'm not 100% sure, but we start off with Goldengo and Goodra for our Tornadus and Fluttermane. Now the thing is, we kind of need to decide which one that we're going to be doing here. We don't need a Tailwind. We outspeed everything on the field, but Tailwinding might be good here for the people in the back. They're not as fast as they could be. The thing I have to worry about though is who's gonna do what. I mean, Goodra can Heavy Slam, which is gonna do a lot of damage to Fluttermane, and I don't really have any way to stop him. I mean, I could taunt him. I'll taunt him to stop the Shelter, which was gonna help out with the Body Press, and then I think Shadow Ball into the Goldengo. He could Terra here, makes it completely not worthwhile, but he doesn't Terra. I taunt the Goodra, so now Shelter is not going to go off. Shadow Ball into the Goldengo, which may survive. He will not. A one-hit KO. Goodbye, Goldengo. Ooh, that's a crit too. Maybe that's the reason why it worked. Let's see. Heavy Slam goes over to the Tornadus, doesn't knock him out. He was planning on the Goldengo to wrap it up. Not a bad choice, if I say so myself. It's not a terrible choice at all. So we have Urshifu, the Rank Master. Okay, so in this instance, we're going to go ahead and Tailwind. Because he's probably scarfed. Well, actually, if he's scarfed, we will outspeed him with Flutter Mane. He can't outspeed it. But he will outspeed Tornadus. But if he uses Aqua Jet, he will automatically KO Tornadus. Ooh, that's a good question. What do I do? I think Tornadus is kind of used up at this point. We'll Tailwind in the event that it's Aqua Jet, and then we'll Moonblast into Urshifu. No Aqua Jet, because that would have went off first. Moonblast into Urshifu. It is going to be the Focus Sash, and it looks like to be the Single Strike and not Rapid Strike. So that's interesting. Iron Head will go into the Flutter Mane, which will knock it out. And Heavy Slam, which is going to knock out Tornadus. Now, we have Tailwind up. Uh-oh. What is this? Sure. HP Smart wanted to update its stuff on my computer. I don't know what it's for, but it better be useful. Otherwise, it's getting removed right away. I don't tend to go for that crap. Okay. So Garchomp will now come onto the field. And so will Chien-Pao. Now, Chien-Pao is a strong Pokemon to contend with. We're going to Terra Flying, Sacred Sword into Goodra, and Garchomp's going to do Garchomp things and unleash the Earthquakes. Now, we haven't Terra'd yet, which means our Terra is going to be very useful here for Chien-Pao because he's going to ignore any and all Earthquakes from Garchomp, and because his sort of ruin ability is going to lower down the defenses of the other side by a quarter. So to do that, you guys, it's whatever their current defenses is times 0.75, and that's how you do it. They're gonna Terra, and it's gonna be the Goodra to water. It's going to ignore most of what I was going to do to that slot anyway, but we also get a chance of knocking out Pokemon. Sucker Punch will go into Garchomp, which is okay. Rough Skin's gonna knock it out. So now whatever move I was gonna be able to do that was supposed to be split into two is now gonna be single target instead. Sacred Sword's not gonna do a whole lot, maybe a fifth, maybe a quarter. Earthquake now comes out, does nothing to the Chien-Pao, but it does a lot to the Goodra because he's the only one left on the field. Heavy Slam into the Chien-Pao isn't gonna do a lot, but it will break the Sash. And Goodra now heals up with leftovers. Goodra now shakes off the taunt. Wow, he's been taunted this entire time. I thought he would like shake it off beforehand. That tells me that we haven't had a lot of moves since now. All right, now Flutter Mane will now come out and we get Photosynthesis boost from Booster Energy. It is speed. We totally outspeed it because it only goes up to 307, and I think that we are faster than it regardless. Anyway, so we're gonna Ice Spinner into that slot, and we're gonna go ahead and Earthquake for Garchomp. Goodra will protect. So now what happens after this? Ice Spinner into Flutter Mane. Will not live because it is a critical hit. Wow, I'm getting lucky with the crits. Most of the time they do not live, so I was expecting it to just one-hit KO him anyway, but I really like it that he's like, oh, okay. Like, Flutter Mane is a very interesting spot. You want to put all of your efforts into defense so that I could actually start landing more moves, but another thing for Pokemon to live is to literally put in what am I trying to say? HP as well. So it's like really interesting. But Goodra will finally go down to Chien-Pao and Garchomp. I got really lucky with the Ice Spinner. I'm assuming anyway. But we beat our first match, so let's go to our second. All right, the next match is up and ready to go. We've got Iron Hands, Flutter Mane, Grimmsnarl, Hisuian Goodra, Cresselia, and Urshifu. Now, just basing it off the team, we have a strong Trick Room team with Cresselia, Ursaluna, and Iron Hands. But Iron Hands knows Fake Out, Grimmsnarl knows Fake Out, which probably both of them will have. Hisuian Gudra is going to be able to take advantage of Trick Room for it being incredibly slow, and then Fluttermane just to kind of even out everything if in fact that you can't do everything in Trick Room. So with Imprison, we have a really good chance of beating that side of the field. We're going to go ahead and bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane. We're going to need something to really deal with the Cresselia. I want to bring in Chien-Pao, but with Imprison, Cresselia most likely will have Moonblast, which means they're not going to attack. And that means we are going to start needing to do other things to that side of the team as well. So let's bring in Garchomp and then maybe Regieleki. I'm really thinking about him. He doesn't really knock out anyone in particular. And actually, we'll bring in Chien-Pao. We'll bring in we'll leave in Regieleki and Urshifu at home. The biggest point of not bringing Regieleki is that if I get stuck with Ursaluna on the other side of the field, yes, I can Terra into Ice. But if I have to use my Terra elsewhere, Regieleki will do literally nothing to Ursaluna, which is not something that I want to have. So we start off with Gudra and Grimmsnarl, and we get booster energy off right away. So we're going to go ahead and taunt the Gudra, make it so that they can't do their setups like Shelter. I do not want Shelter to be active at all during this round. Now, Fake Out. Fake Out. Fake Out. Fake Out. Okay, so do we want to Terra here? There's a potential Fake Out coming out, and I don't really want to get set up for it. So we will hit Grimmsnarl with Moonblast. We'll taunt the Gudra. They will light screen to lower down special moves. Moonblast into that slot, which will allow it to live, and Heavy Slam into Fluttermane, which is going to knock me out. Now they will have access to Trick Room if and when they decide to take advantage of that. But I now have access to Garchomp, and I can remove my Terra weakness or my Fairy weakness at any given time. I think at this point in time, Tailwind might be useful. No, we'll break Bleakwood. No, Tailwind. I do not want to get stuck without Tailwind again. I can go into Terra Steel. Earthquake. Yeah, we won't Terra Steel yet. I want to wait. They will withdraw Gudra. Bring in Cresselia. Yep. So now Tailwind blows behind my team. They will cast Reflect, bringing up the other screen as well. I will now use Earthquake, which won't affect Cresselia or Tornadus, but it will take out the Grimmsnarl. So for me, the first turn should have been to retreat. Okay, here's Ursaluna. Okay, so here is our test. Bleakwind for both, and then Dragon Claw. Well, is that going to do any? Well, it's not going to really do anything to Ursaluna. I could try to knock out the Ursaluna straight up, so it would make it worse. Dragon Claw into the Cresselia. That's what I'll do. They have to move. They're going to move last because they're going to activate Trick Room right now. There's no reason to bring in Ursaluna unless you plan on using Trick Room. And because I messed up my first turn already by not like returning my Fluttermane with Imprison, it made it so that I couldn't bring that move in. So now they're going to protect the Ursaluna, which is totally fine. Bleak Wind, which is not going to do anything to the Ursaluna, but will it hit the Cresselia? It will, and it does very little damage just because of the screen. Dragon Claw will now come in and also do very little damage because of the screen. Trick Room will now activate, bringing Ursaluna even closer to being able to KO my team. Now, another thing that I have probably to start bringing is, because we have screens coming up and Trick Room, probably someone that can get rid of screens is probably best. So maybe even changing out a move for Xian Pao. Psychic Fangs also removes screens. Okay, so we got Tailwind up, which is not totally ideal. We'll bring in the Rain, and we'll protect with Garchomp. Because right now, Ursaluna can't do anything to Tornadus. And I only say that because of the fact that, one, he's flying. So Earthquake isn't going to do anything to anyone else but Garchomp, but he does have Facade, which is going to do a lot of damage. But we do have 5 whole turns to try to withstand through Trick Room. But we're going to Rain Dance, so maybe we can get 100% Bleak Winds, but I don't think it's going to do anything. Earthquake from the Ursaluna. It's not going to do anything to either teammate because two of us are, or one of us is flying, one of us has Levitate, and the other one's going to use the Lunar Blessing. So it takes off the burn effects while healing them for 30%, so it's automatically better than the Citrus Berry. And now Ursaring gets the effect of Guts, but doesn't get burnt the entire time. So we know what the last 3 Pokemon are for that team. We just need to play this as good as we can. We'll taunt the Cresselia. It's got Mental Herb, so it's not going to really take effects, but it's the best thing that I can do. And we're going to... I think Earthquake is the best thing that I could do. Yeah, well, Earthquake. It's not going to do anything to the Cresselia. But we can hope Cresselia falls for the taunt. Oh, there's no Mental Herb. Oh man, I could have prevented that from the beginning. That's okay. Earthquake from Ursaluna is going to knock out Garchomp. 1-hit KO. Nothing much I could do there. But now it can't use any other setup moves and it's forced to attack or retreat. And Tailwind is now gone on my side of the field. Okay, now we go Bleak Wind. And everything just is going to wreck the side of the team, but they still have screens, I believe. And that was used by a Light Clay user, so it's going to be 8 turns instead of... Yeah, see? Light Screen. Reflect will get an extra. So halved. I think this is neutral now. We will Sucker Punch into the Cresselia because it has to attack now. It can't do anything else. Facade on the Tornadus, which is going to hit, unfortunately. So I believe that we've got a loss on this one. Dazzling Gleam on the Qian Pao, and now Ursaluna is burnt. I'm going to protect. I'm going to try to run down as much of Trick Room as I possibly can, but this is a loss, guys. There's no way that I can really come back from this. It's 3-on-1 and I'm half HP. And if it was like, if I had the ability of maybe if Trick Room was over, maybe, but it's not. It's not done for another 2 turns, I think. So I took off the taunt. Oh, Twisted Dimensions return to normal. That's neat. Okay. So maybe we can knock out Ursa or Luna. Maybe. It's unlikely, but maybe. Screens is still up, even though this is a stab move and it's double for weakness. They still have screen, so Reflect is up for 8 turns. That's rough. Yeah, still survives. Even with the defense lowering, doesn't really matter. Levitate will allow activate for Cresselia, and it's gonna knock out Chien-Pao. Ugh. If I had a slight chance, that was it, but Cresselia was gonna heal with Lunar Blessing, so there's no. All right, let's match 2. Let's go to match 3. Alrighty, next match is up. We've got Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Dodonzo, Tatsugiri, Dragapult, and Tornadus. Okay, so we do have a Waller right up front, and then whoever survives the wall gets to do a Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Dragapult, and Tornadus. So this is going to be a weird comp to combat, honestly. I don't know if we're going to have the ability to really beat out Tatsugiri and Dodonzo, but I have a feeling that we could beat it using Regieleki. So I think having our 2 highest special attackers on the field at once is going to be able to do it. But I don't think Fluttermane's going to be useful here because, yes, there is Urshifu and there is Dragapult and there's also Tatsugiri that all are weak against Fairy, but does he really give an answer to Chien-Pao? I mean, yeah, actually, no, that's a dumb question. I know he can take out Chien-Pao. I think no one's faking out, but Chien-Pao would get Sucker Punch. You know what? Yeah, we'll bring in Fluttermane, Regieleki, Chien-Pao, and Tornadus. Usually would start off with Tornadus just so that we get the Tailwind boost, but I'm assuming that they're going to open up with Dodonzo Tatsugiri. You could have them in the back. This could be a terrible idea that I'm currently running with, but I can use Electro Web and lower down their speed a stage or 2. Starts off with Urshifu Rapid Strike and Tornadus. Booster Energy will not activate. Now, even regardless of Trick Room, I will be activating first. At least that's the idea. Who do I want to use it for, though? I'm assuming that Tailwind's going to be activated by the Tornadus, which is going to outspeed Regieleki, which then means I need to be able to knock out Urshifu first. I'm going to Terra Ice here. I think that's the best call. And then Electro Web that side of the field. I mean, like, I don't think Urshifu is not going to knock out Regieleki. Regieleki, at least mine, is a little bit more frail than I would like it to be, but it does its job. They will also Terra, and it's going to be the Tornadus, and it's going to be normal. Okay. Okay. So it's not going to take as much damage from Regieleki, but Detect will go off from the Urshifu, so he doesn't take any damage this turn. Moonblast will go into a protected slot. And Electro Web will go into that protected slot as well, but he doesn't do Tailwind. We'll do 2/3, but he will activate Icy Wind to do a little bit of damage on both Pokemon on my side of the field, lowering the speed on both. But isn't enough. Will it be enough? We will see now. Because his speed was also low. Well, I don't think I saw his speed lower. He might have the Covert Cloak. I don't recall his speed going down. We'll see. But I'm just surprised that he did. Okay, there we go. Tailwind is now activated. You should have done that first turn, by the way. Just saying. Surgeon Strikes on the Regieleki, which is obviously going to knock him out. Totally foresaw that as a happening circumstance. And here comes the Thunder. Moonblast. Rattata Urshifu will knock him out. One hit KO. Good game. Not literally. We're still in this, but it's now 3-3. We'll bring in our own Tornadus now so that we get the access to the Tailwind as well. Our Terra is used up, and so is his, since he's got a normal Tornadus. Okay, here comes the Dodonzo Tatsugiri combo. Can clearly see that from a mile away. We're gonna Shadow Ball the Dodonzo, and we're gonna taunt. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we can't. Do we taunt? Taunting's probably not a good idea. I mean, Tailwind is active. I have to have Tailwind up. I have to have Tailwind up. Protect on the Dodonzo. No switching so far. Here comes the Tailwind on my side. Shadow Ball, which isn't going to do anything to the Dodonzo. Maybe I should have went into the Tornadus. Icy Wind is going to miss the Flutter Mane. And the Tornadus. Let's go. Nice try. Okay. So in this case, we can Moonblast into the Tornadus, and I will Bleak Wind into both. There's that. He's gonna swap into the Tatsugiri. Here he comes. Commander activates, and then Dodonzo gets 2 in every stat. And this is why Haze is important, ladies and gentlemen. Haze, Clear Smog, whoever can get it. Fortunately, my team does not have either one. Tatsugiri will avoid it. Bleak Wind will activate. Tatsugiri will avoid that one too. Dodonzo does get a hit. Order up on the Tornadus, which is going to be attack. Speed. All right. All right. So +2. He's got one more turn for Tailwind. I played into that. I should have attacked the Dodonzo instead. We're gonna swap over to Qianpao now. Get Tornadus off the field. He's kind of led me along. It's gonna be hard to take down Dodonzo now. He'll protect. Good call. Yes, I'm allowing him to get more turns of healing in instead of taunting protect. Right now, if I taunted, that means he couldn't protect, which means he would have gotten hit quite a bit for the moves, but he can only attack with one Pokemon right now. So what do you do? Target changes, doesn't affect. Okay, so that's good. So Sacred Sword from Qianpao. Moonblast. Bringing it down to half. Little Earthquake, which is going to hurt both Pokemon. Will knock out the Flutter Mane. It does survive with the Qianpao, but he puts him in a really rough spot. Now we'll come back in with Tornadus. And we will Bleak Wind and protect. He's going to protect himself here, because he wants all that HP to come back with leftovers. Again, I could have taunted there, like I knew it, but it's one more turn that he could have not attacked. If I had leftovers, that would be perfect for us as well, but I don't, so that's gonna be a thing. Since I know he has Earthquake and Order Up and Protect, I don't know what his fourth move is, but I don't think it really matters at this point. So I'm just gonna taunt him, just for... Uh-oh. Was that me or him? Something happened. I don't know who did what, but someone got disconnected. Let's see how it is at the end of the round. It was me. I mean, it was a loss anyway. I didn't, just for the record to show, I didn't quit. Nintendo forced me to quit. I was going to lose regardless. All right, and our next match is ready to go. We've got Tornadus, Urshifu, Landorus, and this is his incarnate form, Galarian Moltres, Iron Hands, and Chi-Yu. An interesting assortment of Pokemon here. I do see a weird weakness, one being ground, water, and lightning, which we do have all three right here. So we'll bring in, who will we bring in? I no longer have Thunderbolt on Fluttermane, so he can't really, I mean, he can do a lot of damage to Urshifu, and I don't know if that's Rapid Strike or it's Single Strike. A lot of people are bringing in Single Strike now, so that's really dope. Tornadus to Fluttermane to Urshifu to Garchomp. Actually, I don't think Garchomp's going to be helpful here. Actually, I do. Never mind. I won't Terra him. He needs to be ground dragon the entire fight. So our Terra target is most likely going to be the Urshifu so that we could take out Chi-Yu and Galarian Moltres. Because I believe Galarian Moltres is fire, but he's also, I think he's dark. I think he's mostly dark. I mean, he looks dope though, but I think he's dark. I think he's flying dark. Anyway, let's see how the matches go. Moltres and Landorus. Shiny Moltres, let's go. Drop our attack one whole stage, which is totally fine. Activate photosynthesis so that we get the boost in speed. Thank you, booster energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and taunt. I mean, Landorus isn't going to really set up anything. I mean, he does have U-turn, and that's probably what he's going to be using. So we'll Tailwind so that our Fluttermane gets the boost, and we're going to go straight into that Moltres with a Moonblast. So it is Dark type. Otherwise, he wouldn't be super weak against Moonblast, which is going to hit him right in the face. Boom! Lives with 10%, and Berserk raises his special attack. And activates a berry. Is it the Citrus Berry? Some use the Pinch Berries. Rock Slide from Landorus is going to hit everyone. Doesn't knock out anyone in particular. Does do a lot of damage to Tornadus, but Fiery Wrath will do a lot of damage. Will knock out Tornadus, but leaves Fluttermane with just 3 HP. Urshifu will now come out on my side of the field. Now this is their problem. Urshifu is going to go ahead and use Terra Water Searching Strikes, and Moonblast will go right back into that Moltres, which will knock it out this time. It's totally in range. Here comes my Terra Water, which is going to knock out this Landorus in 2 hits, I think. I don't have a -1 in attack, so it's just full frontal wham bam, thank you ma'am. And they will also Terra. Who is it going to be? Most likely the Landorus, because why would you do the Moltres? Landorus transforms into Water type, does little damage. Will it still knock it out? I'm not sure anymore. Let's see. Moltres will protect, so it will last this turn. Good for it. And Moonblast will go into that protect, doing nothing. Surgeon Strikes. Duh, it will not, but it'll get him less than half. Most likely we'll be using the Assault Vest. Hit 3 times, brings him into the yellow. Landorus will do Earthquake. which is weird. I don't know why you would want to do Earthquake, but all right. I mean, it knocks out the Flutter Mane, does nothing to the Moltres. I don't think Moltres would get hit with that, but to each their own. That's cool. I know Landorus would be hit with Earthquakes now, which is totally neat. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, like, he didn't need to... well, yeah, he still needed to Protect to save Moltres. But now I can do that to... maybe that? Earthquake that would do a lot of damage, but I would knock out my own Pokemon. And I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm going to Searching Strikes into Landorus, which is going to knock it out, and I will Dragon Claw into the Moltres, which will also knock it out. Dragon Claw, goodbye Moltres. And here comes the Surging Strikes from the Urshifu. And it will get the KO this time. Shattering the Terra, which was a good choice. A lot of people tend to do something different with Landorus, but I'm glad that they did that, because that was an awesome choice. Okay, Urshifu. And it's Single Strike and Chi-Yu. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and Protect here, and then Earthquake, because he's probably going to think I'm going to attack with Urshifu to get the Sucker Punch, and because he's Single Strike, it's going to do a lot of damage, but I'm not going to do that. Now he could predict the other way around, right? He could predict that I'm going to attack with Garchomp, but I'm still faster than Chi-Yu because I still have Tailwind. Earthquake comes up, there's no Sucker Punch, doesn't do anything to my Urshifu because he's protected, and I will knock out the Chi-Yu with no problem. And who does Urshifu attack? Wicked Blow to the Garchomp, which will do a crit. Automatic KO. Rough Skin comes in next. Now, question is, will I survive a stabbed Sucker Punch from Single Strike Urshifu? Also, is he... no, we're the same speed. He's not Scarfed, because he would attack before... well, no, he wouldn't attack before Garchomp. Let's see what happens. Close combat into the Single Strike Urshifu. Wicked Blow will attack first. He is Scarfed, and it will knock out my Urshifu. Good call. Good call. All right, and our next and final match is ready to go. We've got Urshifu, Rillaboom, Regieleki, Galarian, Zapdos, Tornadus, and Flutter Mane. Interesting Pokemon, to say the least. Who do we have an immediate counter to? Well, we do have an immediate counter to Tornadus, Rillaboom, and I think Zapdos with Chien-Pao, just because it's ice. But it's also part fighting. Fighting would also be a direct counter to Flutter Mane and stuff like that. So we do have some options here. Because Rillaboom's on the field, though, we're going to need to plan around Fake Out. So we're going to go in with our Tornadus Flutter Mane. We'll have Chien-Pao in the back, and who else do we need? I think Garchomp's going to be the best call. It's not going to do anything to the Rillaboom, but I don't... I mean, we could bring in Regieleki. That could be Single Strike or Rapid Strike. Doesn't really matter at this point. You know what? Yeah, we'll bring in Regieleki. We'll leave these two in the back. I don't think these two are going to really do anything to really benefit our team. But having 3 special attackers and 1 physical attacker is kind of bonkers, right? We don't really have anyone that's going to give us a huge benefit for either one. So we might need to start thinking about maybe adding Chi-Yu to the team to get one balance. So we have like a way of counteracting both. Okay, so they open up with Tornadus and Urshifu, and this is Rapid Strike. Photosynthesis will activate on my side of the field, giving me speed boost. I'm going to taunt their Tornadus, And I'm going to Moonblast into the Urshifu right off the bat. They're going to Terra. Probably to the Urshifu to remove his weakness to Fairy. And it is. And it's going to be Water. Fire! Okay. It does remove the weakness and makes them stronger against Moonblast. That's totally cool. Taunt will go into Tornadus. And no mental herbs, so it can't Tailwind. Moonblast will go into that slot, which does a lot of damage. Surgeon Strikes will now come in and will knock out Flutter Mane because that's just what he does. Okay, so for this matchup, since we don't have Garchomp with us, Chien-Pao would be useless here to bring in. We're going to bring in Regieleki instead. Now, Regieleki is going to do a lot, especially when I use... I mean, I could use Rain Dance. It would be really, really beneficial, but I also power up that Fire Urshifu over on that side of the field with his Surging Strikes. So I don't believe that's going to be the best option. So Bleak Wind's going to be what I do here, and I'm going to Electro Web into both. Now I do this so that I don't have to worry about any type of speed boost, and I also can put Tornadus not as fast as mine. Tornadus will avoid the attack, but I do knock out the Urshifu. Since the other Tornadus can't do any buffs, he's kind of just sitting there, so he's most likely going to activate his own Bleak Wind, which isn't going to do a whole lot on my side of the field. Hopefully. Nope, just a third for Regieleki and about half for Tornadus. We're still really, really good, and Regielecki's speed does drop. Now, that Tornadus is having the Covert Cloak. The speed didn't drop for Electro Up, so that's good to know. We'll send out Flutter Mane, which does not activate speed, so that's good to know. We'll Bleak Wind again, and we could go right into, you know what, we'll do the spread move. Well, that's what we'll keep doing. Dazzling, whoa, that's a scarfed Flutter Mane there. No, it's not. It's not scarfed. How is he able to outspeed me? Oh, the -1 speed. That's right. That's right. I was like, wait, what? No, that doesn't. No, that. Yeah. Anyway, they'll activate Dazzling Gleam, bring me down to just a little bit of HP on both my Pokemon on my side of the field, and I drop their Flutter Mane 2 stages, and they have the Life Orb equipped. So Regieleki now comes on their side of the field, which is great for me. Okay, so we're gonna activate Tailwind so that we outspeed everything on the field. We could Terra. I mean, would it be beneficial? Probably not. You know what? Yes. Yes, we are. We're gonna Terra Ice our Regieleki, and it's a terrible move to do this, but otherwise I don't do any damage to the other Regieleki on that side of the field. And oh no, I forgot I did Tailwind. I mean, that's fine. A spread move is a non-spread move is not a spread move. Wouldn't done anything to the Flutter Mane anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate Tailwind, Terra Blast into the other Regieleki to hopefully get it down. Either get it down or just knock it out. I don't think it's gonna knock it out, but I think it would be really cool if it did. It did a lot of damage, so I'm okay with that. Electro Web now comes out on their side of the field and does a lot of damage. Now I activated the Terra there instead of doing it for Chien-Pao, because Chien-Pao is a flying Terra, and I don't want to activate it during that time. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to be in a very weird position here, and what I'm going to do is Sucker Punch into the Flutter Mane. It's gonna knock it out. Flutter Mane goes down. And Regieleki will now do Thunderbolt. I have Sash. So I will... Oh, I'll definitely live. Oh, but I'm paralyzed now. Oh, no. I mean, nothing's gonna... Let's give it a try. Sucker Punch. Into Regieleki, and we'll knock it out. Ooh. Woo! That could have went so many ways. You guys have no idea. All right, guys, and that's how we're gonna end today's video. Currently 8 battles in, we are 34 wins and 46 losses. It's still on the downtrodden, but we are still within the top 40, or I shouldn't say top 40%, but we are 40% into our win-loss record. Excuse me. With that being said, we do have a couple improvements that we could make to the team. So we could be looking for a couple of changes. I don't know if we'll do that now or after we hit Master Ball. We do get really, really close, and just sometimes I make the wrong move choices. And then sometimes I just make the right move choices. So better piloting the team is definitely going to change, one, your mindset and the ability to win against your opponents. Because I like that match 4, we could have won that match. The only thing that was different is that Urshifu single strike was scarfed and was gonna outspeed mine for sure. I don't think I could have won if I used Aqua Jet. I don't think that was going to be a possibility. It could have, but I didn't give it a try to see, and I was really worried about the Sucker Punch coming in from that Pokemon. But it was really random to see if it would work or not. But in this case, we did realize that having someone that could break screens is very important. Having someone that can do a lot of damage is also very important, especially when it comes to Donzos. I think having Regieleki on the team is a beneficial partner, especially when you're coming up to that, and is a good person to have in your team if that ever comes up. The problem is, though, is that you're going to have to deal with the earthquakes that come out after that. So maybe instead of him being Terra Ice, you could be Terra Flying to completely ignore that weakness, or we just go all in and make it Terra Electric and just have a Terra Stab move to do a lot of damage, but it doesn't really ignore the buffs. So Haze might be really beneficial here. So Chien-Pao could see like many changes of like, okay, well, this is what I see. This is what I see right now for my team specifically. Besides priority, Trick Room is a problem, but we do have an option to deal with it. I just got to play Fluttermane better so that I don't remove that option right away. And then getting rid of screens are appearing more and more now, which is great. Screens were not as important, but they are, trust me. Stats, so Haze, Clear Smog immediately come into mind. If you have a Pokemon that can use either one and they're like really good in your team, obviously grab them. Chien-Pao could be seeing Haze as a move that they have. Amoonguss may not hit the team at all. I still really don't know how to play Amoonguss as much as I want to say that I'm really good at Pokemon. I just don't know how to play Amoonguss. Every time he comes on the team, I don't really use him a whole lot, so it's really weird. As a matter of fact, I think I want to play like Brute Bonnet over Amoonguss. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I guess it's weird. So yeah, there's just a couple of things that we can think about for Friday's video. And unfortunately, that'll be the end of today's video. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and do the YouTube things. So the YouTube things is leaving a like, a comment, and maybe subscribing. They all do help the channel and participate in the growth of it. Like they just kind of bump it up a little bit, which is something that I particularly like. Leaving a comment, I do reply to any and all comments as they come in. So there's that. And just leaving a like to let me know that you guys like it. If you don't, leave a dislike. You can tell me in the comments, hey, you suck or something. It's not bad. It's all constructive criticism. And at the end of the day, I'm still learning, and I'm here to either teach you or we're learning together. So let's do it. Let's learn together. And you can hit the bell if you want. My Uncle Mike says that it's really important. So if you want to, hit it. That'll let you know that I upload, and I do upload 6 days a week. So without further ado, that's it for me. Have a great Thursday. The week's almost over, and I'll see you again tomorrow on Friday. Till then, have a good day. Peace.